The Galactic Senate was in chaos. Thousands of alien species, each with their unique physiology and culture, filled the grand chamber. They debated furiously, their guttural, melodic, and chirping voices blending into a cacophony. At the center of it all stood Ambassador Lena Voss, the lone human representative, calm and composed. The crisis was unprecedented. An entire sector of the galaxy, home to over 1 billion sentient beings, was on the brink of ecological collapse. The Archon swarm, a hive-mind species resembling colossal locusts, had gone berserk, consuming every planet's biosphere they encountered. No attempts at communication had worked. The Archon were mindless, many argued driven only by instinct. Others believed there was intelligence buried within their swarm behavior, but no species had been able to decode it. The floor recognizes Ambassador Voss of Earth, boomed the voice of the Senate moderator, a towering insectoid creature with translucent wings. Lena stepped forward, her expression resolute. "Honored delegates, my species has a solution." A wave of murmurs swept through the chamber. Humans were a relatively new addition to the galactic community, often dismissed as primitive and emotional. Yet their unpredictable ingenuity had earned them a cautious respect. Ambassador Voss sneered a reptilian delegate from the Zareth Dominion. "Your species, while amusing, has no understanding of the complexities of the Archon. You propose to solve a problem that even the greatest minds of the galaxy cannot comprehend." Lena's lips curled into a faint smile. "Yes, Delegate Zareth, because we possess a unique ability no other species in this chamber does." The room fell silent, every alien eye and sensory organ fixed on her. "Humans," she continued, "can communicate with animals." The silence was shattered by laughter, screeches, and clicking noises of disbelief. Delegates whispered among themselves, dismissing her claim as absurd. The moderator raised a wing, restoring order. "Explain yourself, Ambassador." Lena activated a hologram, projecting images of Earth's history, scenes of humans working with dogs to hunt, using dolphins for underwater reconnaissance, and training birds to deliver messages played in vivid detail. "For millennia," she said, "humans have shared a unique bond with the creatures of our homeworld. Through observation, empathy, and instinct, we learned to understand them. Over centuries, this bond evolved. Today, with our advanced neuro-linguistic technology, we can communicate with them directly." She tapped her wrist device, and a recorded interaction played. A human scientist spoke into a microphone, and the growling response of a wolf appeared as translated text. "The pack is hungry, the prey is scarce." The chamber was stunned into silence. "You, talk to beasts?" asked a gelatinous delegate from the Morax cluster, its voice a series of wet gurgles. "To us," Lena replied, "they are not beasts. They are allies, partners. In this crisis, they may be the key to understanding the Archon." 2 days later, Lena stood on the observation deck of the Harmony, a human research vessel stationed at the edge of the Archon's current path of destruction. Beside her was Dr. Elias Trent, Earth's foremost expert on interspecies communication. In front of them, a reinforced glass wall revealed the writhing, chaotic swarm of Archon drones in the void of space. "Are you sure this will work?" Elias asked, his voice tinged with doubt. Lena gave a small nod. "If anyone can do this, it's you." Elias adjusted the neural interface helmet on his head. The device was a marvel of human engineering, capable of interpreting brainwave patterns and translating them into coherent thoughts. For years, it had been used to communicate with Earth's most intelligent species, whales, ravens, and even elephants. But the Archon were an entirely different challenge. Initiating neural link, Elias announced, his hands trembling slightly as he activated the system. The screen before them flickered to life, displaying the neural patterns of the nearest Archon drone. At first, the signals were chaotic, a storm of raw data. Elias focused, sensing his thoughts with the patterns. Gradually, the chaos began to take shape, forming fragmented images and emotions. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the system, guttural and alien, yet unmistakably sentient. "Why do you disturb the swarm?" Elias' eyes widened. "They can understand us." Lena leaned forward. Ask them why they're destroying entire ecosystems. Elias relayed the question through the neural interface. The response came in fragmented bursts of thought and emotion. Pain, hunger, home lost. Lena's mind raced. They're not mindless. They're desperate. Something happened to their home. Elias continued the dialogue, piecing together the Archon's story. Their home world had been obliterated by a gamma-ray burst, leaving their species homeless and starving. The swarm's rampage wasn't out of malice but survival. They were searching for a planet rich in resources to rebuild their hive. We can help them, Lena said, determination in her voice. But we need them to stop consuming everything in their path. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of negotiations and coordination. With human guidance, the Galactic Senate devised a plan to relocate the Archon to an uninhabited but resource-rich planet on the galaxy's fringe. The challenge was convincing the swarm to cooperate. Lena and Elias led the effort, using the neural interface to establish a fragile but growing trust with the Archon. It wasn't easy. The swarm's collective mind was wary, driven by centuries of instinctual fear and aggression. But humanity's unique ability to empathize and communicate gradually broke through their defenses. On the day of the relocation, the galaxy held its breath. Thousands of ships escorted the swarm to their new home, a lush world teeming with life but devoid of sentient inhabitants. As the Archon began to settle, their destructive frenzy subsided. For the first time in centuries, the swarm was at peace. Back in the Galactic Senate, Lena stood once more before the assembly. This time there was no laughter or skepticism. The delegates watched her with a mix of awe and respect. Today, she said, we prove that even in the face of incomprehensible differences, understanding is possible. Humanity's bond with the creatures of our world has taught us that no life is truly beyond reach. The chamber erupted into applause, a rare show of unity among the often fractious Senate. As Lena left the podium, Elias joined her, a satisfied smile on his face. Think they'll stop calling us primitive now? Lena chuckled. Probably not. But they'll think twice before underestimating us. Above them, the holographic projection of the galaxy shimmered, a reminder of the countless challenges yet to come. But for the first time, humanity's voice had been heard, not just by their fellow sentients, but by the very fabric of life itself. And in that moment, they knew they were ready for whatever lay ahead.